Hey, Peter Parker. You got something for me?
on this, but regardless, hello.
Let's begin, shall we?
All right, let us. Thank you, Major. Yeah, I had been wanting to do something like that for a while. It was just a matter of like getting the right clips and not having it get too long because I wanted to make it like, yeah, I wanted to make it quick and so we could get stream started. All right, let's start off with our movie puzzle. We got the last one. We missed the one before, so that's what. All right, Oscar winner for 1976. We're skip. Come back to that one. Scream 1996. Number letters. Gonna guess Courtney Cox. Does she have an extra letter in Courtney? Naughty Dog, what's up? How's it going? I know this one. 21 Jump Street. Interstellar. Me all he. No. Hey, it's not the final guess. M C C O A. Oh wow, I was way off. O A G H Y. There we go. Oh, nice. Naughty Dog with the 3-stream streak. McConaughey. Oh, it's not him? Alright, then it's Jessica Chastain. It's fine. Alright, I know who this is. Maybe not. We'll see. Freaking Collateral. Mark Ruffalo. Because we know he's in that. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Is this going to be Daniel Radcliffe? I think so. Colin Farrell for what? Oh, for the fun. Yeah. Yeah, that might be it. James Bond. Is this going to be Sean Connery? Yeah. 300. Gerard Butler. Oscar winner from 1977. Looper. Bruce Willis. Oh, no. So, Emily Blunt? Yeah. Shut up, Indy. Ah! I love this quote. Shirley MacLaine at the end of the apartment. One of the best lines. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Brad is correct. So, when I saw OLI, I thought it was a different name. Oh, I put an R instead of an E. Oh, we got it wrong, but we were right with Daniel Radcliffe. All right, we got Beatrice Straight for Oscar winner from 1976. Don't know who that is. Okay, Diane. I was gonna say for the 1977, I'm like, these numbered letters isn't Diane Keaton, because she was up here for 77 for Annie Hall. Mark Ruffalo. Okay, it was Robert Pattinson for Harry Potter, but Daniel Radcliffe fit as well. Oh, I was messed up because of the McConaughey double C. Shirley MacLaine is MAC. Shirley MacLaine. The more movies I've watched of hers, she is amazing, especially in The Apartment. If you have not seen it, highly recommend. Then we got Richard Dreyfuss for 77 for. Oh, did he win for Jaws? Because that would have been the previous year. Yeah, maybe. See, it said 1977 Oscar winner when he won it in 1978 for a 1977. Okay. Anyway, not gonna get into it. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not annoyed by this. Okay, he won it for The Goodbye Girl, not for Jaws, because Jaws came out in 76, so the Oscars would have been held in 1977. But they do it wrong. Anyway, it's fine. Who was the other? Beatrice Straight? Okay, she was in Network. Guessing she won for Network? Okay. Yeah, Best Actress in Supporting Role for Network. It's not fine, you should write an angry email. Write your congressperson. I still have a congressperson, so I'm doing alright. Anyway. Alright, so we got our movie puzzle. We got one we hadn't got before. We did good. Keeping our streak going, I think. Now we're going to get into actually trying to do some writing on our writing stream. Imagine that. Alright, so one thing I'm going to do, not today, but just give myself a note. I want to change Helene from looking at a skyscraper to looking at the new docks that opened. Because as we were looking at new places that opened in San Francisco in the late 1800s, there was one that listed a dock, and because we're going to be coming back to the docks later for a plot point, if she's looking at them then, it'll connect better rather than having the skyscraper. So it's a minor change, but just a note of something I want to change when we go back. So first things first. Yeah, everyone follow Major. I'm following Major. Everyone should follow Major. Alright, so where we left off last time, we had been following Helene for quite some time. We saw a lot of the scenes that we originally wrote from Margaret's point of view, from Helene's point of view, and saw all the little times that their paths nearly crossed but didn't quite. And then we had a big jump in time, and we have Helene now in San Francisco. And then we planted the seeds of kind of the next phase of her story of investigating disappearing witches. But we also, not but, then we finally returned to Margaret. Because when we last left her, she had had her memory all taken away. So she reverted to kind of where we found her at the beginning of the story. She's on a farm, she's using her green magic, she's in her element. Sunday? Major streaming on Sunday? Oh, she got brunch plans. She fancy. Combining them is a great way to make more time for. That is true. Alright, so. And then we have kind of a mirror scene from scene 1 with Margaret of finding a vegetable that's dying and she uses a spell to recover it. Oh, no, Major, you're completely fine. You do you. You're amazing. And you're the mod, so no one can tell you no at this point. Alright, so now we've had the scene of her working at the farm, so now we are going to move Margaret to a farmer's market. So let me think. Chicago Park. Not Park Chicago. Chicago Park District. Best Chicago Park. Grant Park sounds like an old ass park. '90 Chicago was rad. No, rad is rad. No, I'm joking. Loop was being built, electric streetcars were being a thing, influx of German, Irish, and Eastern European immigrants. Nice. In the Loop community area. Oh, the fountain was built in 1927. Doesn't say when the park... Okay, beginnings date 1935. Officially named Lake Park in 1847. But it wasn't named Grant Park until 1901. Okay. So what other... Park Finder. BRB energy. Okay. Okay, which other ones did it list? Millennium Park. Oh, I was in the wrong one. They don't have Millennium Park listed there. Oh no, we wanted the other one. Maggie Daily. Come on, take us to the page. You can do it. Also located in the Loop community. Oh, it's a new 20-acre park, so it wouldn't be open back then. Okay. So we'll stick with Grant Park. At that time was called... They said it was called Lake Park. This site sucks. Alright. So it wasn't named Grant Park until 1901, so that means we're going to call it Lake Park. Oh, yes, very good question. What is for dinner, Major? I need to fix my subscription thing. I don't think it quite works. At least not in dark mode. It kinda works. I don't know. History. It. This may be historically inaccurate. Better question is what time? Yes. Current concept of farm market is similar to past concepts but different in relation to other forms. Okay, it's not saying what I thought it was saying. Yeah, it doesn't really say when it started. Okay, but yeah, this is going to be kind of a broader sense of a farmer's market. Various vendors set up booths, sell their wares at the farmer's market. Among them is Margaret. Lie before her, lay before her. Lie before her. Lie versus lay. Lie means to rest or recline, no object, while lay means to put or place, so we do have an object, so it would be lay. I am not an English major, I have to Google stuff like this all the time. Alright, so various vendors set up booths to sell their wares at the farmer's market. Among them is Margaret, a display of fresh vegetables lay before her. We could just take that word out. Among them is Margaret, a display, because the display is doing the work of fresh vegetables before her. Yeah. Close that, close that, close that. I like the word denizens, but I don't know if it technically quite is what I want. That's the word I was looking for. Sometimes you know the word, you just can't think of it until you see it. that. Alright, yeah, this scene is very much just a here's why Margaret would be in the city. And so it should be very quick, just enough to show what's going on, but we don't need dialogue because we can convey what we need to purely through visuals. So that is that. So you're saying the Loop District? Loop is Chicago's central business district, located downtown, defined by its L train tracks, vibrant architecture, massive skyscrapers, bounded by the Chicago River and Michigan Avenue. Okay. We can't use wonders twice that close. Strolls. Ooh. After spending the day working at the farmer's market, Margaret strolls down the sidewalk. And I use water again. What's happening? Hi, hello, welcome in. Book, thank you for the raid. Burr afraid. Wait, B. Hi, hello, welcome in, raiders. Yeah, for those of you who haven't been here before, I'm 50. I am a writer. We are trying to write a screenplay. Um, unless we are interrupted by Yoon redeeming puzzle time. Um, so I will ask Yoon, what do you want to do for puzzle time? And he will reply, this is where you type redact. Yeah, there it is. Redactyl. Alright, so I guess I have to do we will do one of mine, and we'll do the IMDb one, since we did daily on your stream earlier. This stream has never been interrupted, ever! Exactly. Major is grabbing dinner. So I need to do the things. The shoutouts. Oh, I'm also a raider from Book Lover Stream, because, yeah. Alright. Where is... Whoa, there's video game trivia. Oh, they changed it. There it is. Alright, I know what this one is already. Should I just solve it? And we can move on to the author's challenge. Boom. 2 guesses, 100% accuracy. Alright, now we'll actually do a new one. Custom article. I need to take it off of my main thing so you don't see it. What do I want to do? This is where we learn I don't understand games. Alright. So let's close that. We have that. Alright. So now we need to team up. Alright, I'm going to post a link in chat. If you click on the link, it will take you to a redacted Wikipedia article, and it is up to all of you to unredact the article and figure out what the title of it is. Have fun. Good luck. Trillian needs to lurk. Go grab food. Oh, yeah, no worries. Go get food. Let's see, we had cheese and spatula. I don't think this one is going to be as obscure as some of Yoon's, but we will see. Watch a movie yesterday? Yeah, I watched an interesting movie, actually. It was called The War Game. Not to be confused with War Games from 1980s. This one was actually released in 1965. The story behind it, I think, is actually really interesting. Basically, the BBC, so the British government, paid this filmmaker to make a documentary promoting Britain's nuclear attack readiness plan. And so he ended up making this simulated documentary about here's what it would look like if an attack happened following the plan. These are the steps that we would take according to the government's plan, and um, just kind of play out the whole thing. Um, Basically, the end result was everyone dies, everything ends horribly. And so he showed this to the BBC, and they were like, yeah, we're not airing this. So it ended up like not being seen by anyone for like 20 years until the I think post Cold War. Um, yeah, so it was pretty interesting. It was called The War Game. Live with the 7 stream streak. Yeah. Why do I have the gemstone? So I found out that I have a lot more VIP slots than I thought, so started giving lots of people the little gemstones. And because you're a fellow writer and streamer, you got one. How on earth did someone get that? This was one where I wasn't sure if someone would know it quickly or not, but it took y'all 2 minutes, so it was alright. Also, good morning. You're in a meeting. Okay. Yeah, no worries, Liv. Oh, you've seen the War Game? It is really interesting the way they kind of stage everything and how realistic they make a lot of it look. Yeah, a lot of Redactyl on Unistream. They wouldn't air that, but they're Threads? I don't know Threads. Do I? I'm guessing this is the one you're talking about. The effects of a nuclear holocaust on the working class city of Sheffield, England, the eventual long-term effects. Yeah, I think it's very similar to this, but the War Game was made in 1965, so it was obviously post-World War II, kind of at the beginning of the Cold War. Yeah, docudrama depicting the hypothetical nuclear attack on Britain. We play too much Redactyl. No comment. I've so heard. Threads is a realistic post-nuclear war. Okay, yeah. Sorry to run and run, but Pooh Baseball turned into my brain into mush. Yeah, I can see that happening. Fun with puzzles and right. Alright. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, Book. I hope your stream went great, and I will talk to you later. Yes, it'll make you want to put your head in blood. Not make you want to put your head in. Yeah. The thing that I took away from the War Game outside of like the story around it was just like if nukes start dropping, that's it. That nothing works out, nothing gets resolved. It's just everything just ends either directly or indirectly. And at the end of the movie, they were like, we think there is likely to be a bomb dropped by 1980. And I was like, ooh, I'm glad they're wrong. They basically banned War Game from airing because they were worried British people would think it was yeah, which is fair because its people were generally... Yeah, and they also... Because it was the beginning of the Cold War, and the threat was so... I don't want to say eminent, I guess, but like the possibility of it was so real that the way that it was depicted would have made people panic more than it would have been instructive to them. Did you watch it on DVD? No, you can find it online. Have you seen The Day After? I have not. Not The Day After Tomorrow. Effects of a devastating nuclear holocaust on small town residents of Eastern. Ooh. Got Jason Robards. Interesting. Yeah, and the first one that comes up more like this, Threads. When the Wild Wind Blows. So I have a feeling that is probably based on a book. But I recognize the title from a Iron Maiden song, When the Wild Wind Blows, which is excellent song, but also very depressing. To be fair, if they'd seen the place I live in England, they'd have encouraged dropping the bomb. Would have caused millions of pounds worth of improvement. Oof. Fun fact, Day After was a huge inspiration for the TV show Jericho. Okay. Yeah, I remember hearing about that. I believe that was the early 2000s. Chris Jericho? No, not the wrestler. Yeah, 2006 to 2008. So that was airing while I was in high school. Skeet Ulrich was starring. Break the Walls of Jericho. Was scandalous though. It was canceled. It was very, very clever. Yeah, I don't remember ever watching it, but I remember seeing like ads for it, I think, around the time. And then, that guy's name sounds familiar. Okay, yeah, he wrote Perks of Being a Wallflower. That's what I recognize that name for. 50 has WWE knowledge. When I was growing up, I had an older brother and a younger brother, and we watched a lot of wrestling, and we would imitate a lot of that wrestling. So yeah, like late 90s, early 2000s wrestling I know fairly well, but then I kind of trailed off with it early high school, I want to say. So yeah, anything past that, I don't know anything about. I'd recommend if you need a binge. It's a very rare example of a smart 2000s. Okay. Yeah, currently I believe my watch list. Let me check my Letterboxd. My current watch list is 496 films. So I have a couple things on my list to watch. 50 trying to Batista bomb his brother. No, I was the one. I was getting power bombed. My. Slight side story. My brother power bombed me through my bed. He broke my bed by throwing me through it. And then he tried to pin it together and like make us fake sit on it so our parents wouldn't realize that he had broken it. Needless to say, that did not work. How do you find these films to watch? Right now I'm working my way through a book called 1001 Movies, or a series of books rather, 1001 Movies to Watch Before You Die. So a good number of them are through there. and I'm going through it chronologically, and I'm up to 1965. But yeah, I mean, I've gone through the IMDb top 250, the Letterboxd top 250, every movie to win Best Picture, every movie to win the Palme d'Or at Cannes. Um, yeah, every movie for the AFI 100. I watched everything in the Sight and Sound latest poll, which I think was, I don't remember if that one was 100 or 250, but yeah. Rookie numbers. Yeah. Some people on Letterboxd Reddit will post up their watch list and they're in like the thousands. I'm like, that would be too much for me. And I actually have a bunch more stuff that I want to add to it, but I'm kind of holding off right now. I don't know whether to be impressed or offer my sympathies. Some of the movies on those lists are, yes. There are, if someone was looking to get into film and was like, hey, I bought this book, where should I start? I'd rip out a couple of pages because there are some movies in that book that do not need to be seen. 58. I do not hate Marvel. No, there are genuinely some movies in there that I considered not watching and watch them just so I could say I have seen it and it is very undeserving of anyone else having to watch it. Editing is not going well, file sizes are annoying, audio waveform didn't display properly, and the whole point of taking it to Premiere so I can Instacut data. Oh yeah. Premiere's good with that because you just have a straight line. But yeah, if it messed that up, that would be hard to see. I think I'd recommend starting by burning the fuck. Yeah. Yeah, like, I'm kind of at a point where I want to just find the great movies I haven't seen yet. And so, I don't know. Figure that might be a good place because I've gone through so many other lists and found good stuff. But I did see the website They Shoot Movies, Don't They, release their top 500 movies, but a lot of those were also in the book, so I mean, some of them have technical merits. In film school, people gush over Citizen Kane, but apart from his technical achievements, it's super. Ooh, hot take from Naughty Dog. These days, great movies you haven't seen are all being released on. That is probably also true. Normally, Premiere is awesome. Part of the issue is that the file was in the cloud. Oof. Yeah, that's tough. Yeah, I don't know that I totally agree with you, Naughty Dog, but I think Citizen Kane is a great movie. I don't know that it is the greatest movie ever made. So perhaps that means I think it's overrated, but yeah, I think, like you said, the technical achievements were phenomenal, but you can tell a lot of the actors in that were like first-time film actors. Are you familiar with Brianne Williamson's work? I am not. Are they a filmmaker or film critic? Something like that? Major's back. Major, everyone wanted to know, what did you have for dinner? New movies on YouTube or old movies on YouTube? There are quite a few old movies on YouTube, and that's where I have found some of them. Shepherd's Pie, nice. She's a filmmaker doing some wonderful stuff in queer shorts and web series space right now. Nice. Rad with another hot take. Greatest movie ever is live action Ninja Turtles. I'm assuming you mean the first one, not Secret of the Ooze. Sorry, trying to search for Brianne Williamson so I can try to say something. Oh yeah, that seems like my thing. Save that to watch later. Don't know that anyone can claim to be Yeah, best movie ever is whatever. It's not a real thing. And it's really subjective to which different people find great and different aspects, production. Yeah. Yeah, like that's why I always try to watch my language when I talk about like my 100 favorite films. I don't say my 100 favorite are the best 100 ever made. It's just the 100 movies that I like the best or I find the most interesting. Okay, followed closely by Secret of the Ooze. One of the best movies. Anyone who's saying this was not paying close enough attention. I haven't seen Heathers. I've heard of it. Haven't watched it. Anything by Neil Breen? I've heard that name before. I guess we're not doing any writing today. That's fine. I find this stuff interesting, so it's good. Oh, he's like the worst filmmaker of all time. The purest auteur of our time. That's why I recognize the name. Oh yeah, Major's birthday dinner shenanigans. The moment I figured out movie tastes were purely subjective. That's why I won film festival with the movie I forgot I conceived, made, and entered whilst it objectively not. Wow. Yeah, naughty. I realized that. I was like, I recognize the name, but it's one of those where I wasn't sure which way. Many film festival winners are not objectively good movies. It's the difference between the arty and the commercial. Yeah, that's why I don't take it too hard, like when I don't win, like screenwriting stuff, because I'm like, if you make it past the first round, it means you have talent, but past that, it just becomes a lot of subjectivity. I was involved in a student production of Heathers. I think it outworn its welcome. Okay. Mariners lurking. Enjoy your lurk, Mariners. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out. This was a documentary about corners. It's literally me rambling philosophically about how the world would follow art without any corners. It was neither art nor commercial. Well, sounds like someone enjoyed it, so take your wins while you can. But it would seem arty because it involves philosophical rambling. Groundbreaking. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm just gonna be off topic all night. It's fine. You said it was about corners. Corners are something you don't really think about until I'm writing in my personal time, I'm writing a
horror movie set in a school. And I started to realize at a certain point, every time a character comes up to a corner, because they're in a horror movie, they're not just going to like walk around the corner. So it becomes a thing every time they come up to a corner. I'm like, okay, they have to stop, they have to look around the corner, make sure they don't see anything, and then they can turn the corner. So when someone mentions corners, I'm like, no, I don't want to think about corners. I know that's just a me thing, but anyway. But the good news is you probably make great stuff when you're not stoned. It take longer than a weekend. As like the fact I can pitch scripts claiming to be award-winning. Yeah, that is also true. And it's not a lie. Yes, we take the wins where we can get them. Exactly. Ironically, my absolute worst book that I also wrote in a weekend, but still makes decent. Nice. I cannot imagine writing something that quickly. Like, if I get an idea for something, I have to let it, like, stew in my brain for a couple weeks before I even decide if I'm going to start outlining it or something. Just goes to show we really are our own worst critics sometimes. That is absolutely true. Yeah, with the horror screenplay, I said this earlier on Bookstream, but like I've been rewriting one scene so many times this week because every time I write it and then reread it, I'm like, I don't know if this quite works. I don't know if this character would do this, but I'm like, I need by the end of the scene, like these two characters to go this way and these two characters to go that way. And like, yeah, I might be overthinking it, but I don't know. Hopefully it works. We'll find out. Ironically, never actually shoot anything anymore, write novels and screenplays, teach screenwriting, occasionally get conned into consulting multi-Emmy award-winning TV shows without credit. If you get paid, I mean, it was like 20k words, and like I said, it was terrible. Jane Austen fanfic while I was hanging out with Jane Austen fanfic author community. Nice. Superhuman blows my mind that John Hughes would punch out a screenplay in like a weekend. Yeah, there is also another story similar about James Gunn. When he first started in movies, he was like a production assistant for Roger Corman, who would make very low budget, kind of trashy movies. And um, they had an idea for something, and James Gunn offered to write the screenplay for it. He's like, all right, put something together over the weekend. And so apparently James Gunn wrote an entire screenplay over the weekend and gave it to Corman on like the following Monday. And then the story goes like he hands it to Corman. Corman looks at it. He's like, why is it so long? Because he's used to just like, we have kind of an idea, we'll shoot it on the day and figure it out. And like James Gunn wrote like the full fleshed out screenplay. One of the views trashes it because I wrote Teeming Lake instead of Teeming Lake. This sentence confused me for a bit. Not the John Hughes I know. Spent 2 weeks developing and doing character. Yeah, for one character. Yep. Oh, you didn't get paid? Psh. Got a phone call that started with, hey, you know a lot about this. Can I ask you some questions? Absolutely no mentions that was for a screenplay. Found out when the show came out. Yeah. It's kind of a pet peeve of mine, but something I've kind of figured out as I've gotten older is like, when you pay someone, it's not necessarily just to do a specific job, but you're paying them for
Hey, Peter Parker. You got something for me?
Major. Thank you, Major. Oh, we're getting 5 of them, aren't we?
Hey, Peter Parker. You got something for me?
Alright, we're gonna let this go.
Hey, Peter Parker. You got something for me? Hey, Peter Parker. You got something for me? Hey, Peter Parker. You got something for me?
Is that 5? I think so. Yeah, I'm trying to catch up on comments. Yeah, Roger Corman was super efficient. He made a lot of movies, and he always made them, like you said, yeah, very cheap. No shade on him. Um, but the other thing I was mentioning is like when someone gets paid to do a job, they're not necessarily just getting paid to do that job, but they're getting paid for all the training and experience they have and bring to that job. So when you ask someone for their or someone who has experience in a field for their information, like that's something they should get recognition for. Yeah, and I agree with Liv. They could have at least mentioned what they were asking for. Okay, so they weren't like officially asking you because they were working on a project. They were just getting your input. Fair enough. Hey. Who did Major get? I guess I should look at this. Major gifting all the subs. Merciless, Mercy, Law got a sub, Liv got one, Yoon got one, Trallion got one. Enjoy no ads and some emotes. Romance as genre can also be more complex than it first appears. Yes. I know all those people. People asking questions you answering is not a job unless you have consulting contract. Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, if someone is asking with the intent of it being used for their job, they should at least disclose that. And then you, as the person with the information, can decide if you want to share that with them or not. My 2 cents. Major was concerned people would be traumatized by ads. Ads. I'm also a writing coach, but I don't hit up for payment. People who come to my stream asking stuff. Nice. Hey, Peter Parker. You got something for me? On that note, sadly, I do have to go. Alright. Yeah. Go get your sleep, old man. I know you have to go to bed at like 8 o'clock. But yeah, get some sleep, and tomorrow I'm going to be on Unistream with the horror movie that I was talking about that I'm writing. We're doing a beta read. He's doing community beta read on his stream. I signed up for a slot, so we will be doing that on Unistream tomorrow. Come stop by, hang out if you are available. He's a friend. It was not a super normal conversation. Sorry for he's basically been on a Wikipedia rabbit hole. But I'd like to hear what ads people got shown. It's fascinating what Twitch things is relevant. Oh man. I've started getting a lot of hair care products in Spanish on other streams that I don't have subscriptions to. Because I live in California, yeah, like half of my ads are now in Spanish. It's awesome. Liv is lurking. Oh yeah, she's got the meeting. Yeah, but I devour Harlequin romance novels as a teenager. Know the formula and how the romance works. Just suck at it. Learned I have very limited awareness and expression of facial and body language. Yeah, that would make it tough. Do you at least know? I took Spanish in high school, but I really haven't kept up with it, so like I'm definitely not fluent, but I can pick up some words here and there. But most of the time when ads come on, if I'm watching a stream, like I'll go wash my hands or go get a snack or something to drink. So I usually don't pay attention, but like if I can hear it, like I'll hear the Spanish from the other room and be like, "What?" You got an ad for hair loss prevention products the other day. Hair is 3 feet long. I'm not concerned. Yeah, I have good genetics when it comes to my hair, so that is not something I'm gonna have to deal with. Sounds like me. I get the gist, but yeah. I do not hate Spanish, Rad. Well, there's the other hilarious one. Clearly, Twitch has no idea how to target ads. Maybe it's a sign they don't actually pay attention to what we write. And yeah, for real. I don't remember if it's on Twitch or another streaming service, but there is the ability to like turn off targeted ads as well. The One Wish Willow ads for the film Obsession are pretty fun. I did not understand any of those words. Very like us, I get ads for games and films I've openly mocked with and chatted on stream. Well, that's the other thing is like, even if they do target ads, they just hear like the name of the movie or something and don't know the context in which it was mentioned. So they're like, "Oh, they know about this movie, so let's try to um, play an ad for them so they get more interested in the movie and not realize that context in which you were talking about it." They're ads for a monkey's paw style horror film that looks real. Ads, infomercials? Oh, that look like real ads or infomercials. Interesting. Trust me, no way to watch this many stream is going to be watch the Super Mario movie. Not just because I had thoughts, but also because my audience is mostly male and over 35 with no or grown. Yeah. Drift. Her eyes drift. I also have a bone to pick with the Super Mario Galaxy movie. I think Major might know where I'm going to go with this, but so I have no interest in watching the movie whatsoever. Didn't watch the first one. Not my style of movie. Just not for me. Whatever. It's fine. Um, but joining the cast for the second movie is Brie Larson. So the thing I was super excited about was the premieres that would happen and all the appearances and promotion and stuff like that. They had one premiere And I was like waiting for another one to show up, and like, nope, nothing. They had one in Tokyo. That's it. I was super disappointed. I was expecting more. Anyway, that's my rant. You'd be surprised how many dudes I know over 35 who actually flock to Mario film. Yeah, I mean, I heard there are a lot of references to the early Mario games, and so I'm a little over 35, but I have a feeling similar age group would appreciate all the references. But like I said, for me particularly, it's not really for me. Think I was a streamer, know my audience demo is better than Twitch. Yeah. Uh, Back to lurk mode, time to prep. Opted to do video editing on my PC at local storage if we use content locals. Oh, nice. I wouldn't used to work for a cinema. So many people 50 plus showed up for Minecraft. Watched them on the cameras the entire movie for safety reasons. Oh, yeah. I mentioned this during the town hall, but I have started thinking about what we're going to write after we finish our current screenplay, and the stuff I've been thinking about is more based on existing IP, and there might be a couple of video games in there that I'm like, I think this could make an interesting movie, so we might do something in that vein eventually, if we ever finish writing this, which, who knows. You're talking about talking about guys who know probably have undiagnosed yeah, yeah. Don't get me started on video game movies. Remember recently, I'm a screenwriter in history and have. All right, we will not get you started on that. Sorry, thinking over it. Yeah, I don't know that there's an actually good movie based on a video game. I'm probably forgetting something obvious, but yeah. But there was a new trailer released for Street Fighter today. You can find it on YouTube. I posted it in my Discord for quick access, but I'm like, this thing looks like it's going to be absolutely terrible. But they had a scene between Chun-Li and Cammy, and I'm like, make the whole movie just those two. What word do I want to put there? If you count if you count TV, The Last of Us was really good. Yeah, that is absolutely fair. So is there a word for... Not necessarily for growing, but like... burgeoning. That's the word I want. Da, 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 da. History. Constructing a... Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. So technically I had an agreement with DMA, who are now Rockstar North, for the rights to write a pitch GTA movie in about 98, 99. Never bothered writing it. I make smart choice. uh, yeah, yeah, if you had done that, yeah. Yeah, pre-GTA 3, that would have been something. I think they're making... Someone's...
Hey, Peter Parker. You got something for me?
Major. Thank you for gifting a sub to Chasing Lamely. Okay, so there is not an official GTA movie scheduled. I thought there was news that there was one. There was not. Yeah, it certainly wouldn't have been GTA. Yeah. No, now they're claiming they never and will never agree to make a movie adaptation. You have an email that says differently. Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's a huge problem with giant corporations is even if they're wrong on a legal matter, unless you have the resources to match theirs, they can just wait you out and pour money into it. So, yeah, I would not get into that war either. Best GTA movie is Layer Cake. Layer Cake was an interesting movie. Early Daniel Craig. Pre-Bond, if I remember right. Thank you, Major. Yeah, this is Writer Duet. It is a free online screenwriting software. I've been using it for quite a while and does everything I need it to do. Duet has changed since I last looked at it. Tried it for a little while, then went back to Celtic. Yeah, I used Celtics for a while, but was it them? Yeah, they started watermarking their pages, and you couldn't remove it. So I had to find something else, and that's how I found Writer Duet. And I think I like it better than Celtics, or Celtics, however you want to say it. No, Naughty Dog. The free version, I believe, had watermarks. I don't know. I doubt the paid version did, but yeah. Writer Duet free doesn't have watermarks. That's why I use 1.0, the original downloadable version with no water. Yeah. 1.0 came out in 2000. Wow. So you have been writing for quite a long time. That's awesome. What else would be displayed in storefronts? Late 1890s. Snake oils. Um, could say something like gadgets. Yeah, just a little while since 1997, so just since last century. I mean, technically you're right. I can't spell anything. Newfangled gadgets. I like that. Yeah, furniture would have been a good one too. Latest fashions, newfangled gadgets. And something furniture. But hey, they still haven't forced me to move to Los Angeles yet, so yeah. Yeah, that's one of the pieces of advice I hear most frequently is if you want to be a screenwriter, you have to move to Hollywood. I'm like, if I become a screenwriter, I could move there, but I don't want to unless I have to, or am in a position where I can afford it. Um, hip, fashionable, stylish. I've been told that for 30 years. My stock response is always, you have an email address. I suggest you, yeah. I want to, at my day job, I want to put a sign on my door, but I don't think I'll be allowed to, that says, like, before you knock, can it be an email? And it's a flow chart, and it just says yes. Yeah. Yeah. Email makes everything so much easier. Alright, she's passed by storefronts displaying the latest fashions, newfangled gadgets, and stylish furniture, but her eye catches on a newspaper stand. Alright. Oh wow, we are way past an hour into stream. I am going to take a quick break though, and I will throw up some words on stream for whoever would like to participate. It'll give you a bunch of letters. You try and make words out of the letters. It's a thing. And I will be back shortly. Is it not working? It's working in my browser, but not on stream. Refresh. Let's try that again. Yeah, probably upset a few people, like when I told them I need to be in LA and meet with people, and responded, I'm a writer, don't want to meet with people. I'm a writer because I don't want to meet with people. Yeah. Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah, so I said this on the town hall. I don't know if you were able to catch that or not, but okay. We got words on stream up on stream now. No, whatever. Um, but part of the reason I got into screenwriting is because I want to direct. So if I wanted to be a director, then I would probably have to move to LA because I'd have to physically be there to do a lot of that stuff. So anyway, game's up. Started a little late, so we'll might do an extra one, but I will be right back.
I like this one.
What did I miss? Oh, just cause. Oh, cause you can't. Oh, that's dumb. It should listen to Major. Oh yeah, I can't spell. It's fine. I had to click the button. All right, we got another round. Have fun.
I'm back.
I have returned. Major, as always, with the hard carry. That was a hard one. That's what she said. Good job, Chad. Oh, Liv showed back up to play the game. Yeah, you weren't last because I was able to get one word in. Oh, it's starting another one. Alright, you get one more. There's a very unfortunate word in this one. Liv was summoned by words on stream. The meeting is done, so I'm free. Nice. Ah, nice, Naughty Dog. You got the... I knew someone was going to get that. Anyway. Major, don't pay attention to all my words just being that plus a letter at the start. Ooh, Major coming in with that fancy word, lanai. I don't know why, I just always picture that as a fancy word. Anyway. Learned it from Golden Girl. Nice. Oh no. Well, Jason, you can no longer use that hashtag. Major with the hard carry. Oh, Naughty Dog ended with 52. So close. I got a couple of 5-letter words. Came in with the bronze. Alright. This has just been a puzzle stream. Alright. Let's try to do some writing with our last however long we go. In my defense, it's 3 a.m. Not supposed to work. Yeah, that is definitely fair. Nothing wrong with the puzzle stream. Yeah. Yeah. I want to at least try to get through this scene if I can. We've had fun. We've had good conversations. Found out some more lore about each other, which is always interesting. Alright, so we did that. Use almost that exact same thing. She approaches the stand. Is this first draft? This is the initial draft. So all this stuff that's kind of grayed out is the outline. So we're kind of working through the outline, and this is our initial draft of everything. Keep using the same words over and over again. Exhibited. Okay, it was the Chicago Tribune. It was founded in 1847. Okay. Fairly recently, Scottbur's Slugline 2 has a built-in outline feature, and I'm over the moon. Nice. Yeah, so much of screenwriting is just like figuring out systems and methods that work best for you. So we're changing our previous new buildings, San Francisco, 1880. Chasing. Yes, I am open to that. History, nucleus. Okay. Was it also in 1890? Because right now we have it as the Chronicle Building. Was it in 1900? John Daly Howe. Ugh. Dock, San Francisco. Let's go 1800s. See if it comes up. San Francisco docks. I thought there was specifically one. Newspaper stand brandishing the cover of. Yeah. Yeah, I like that word better than exhibits. Yes. I just want dates and names. And it's not going to give me that. Oh, that is super cool. Let's update that. She looks over the stand, exhibiting. Or no, brandishing. Brandishing the front page of the Chicago Tribune. Headline. A wild sage appears. Hello, Sage. How are you doing? How you doing? How's life going? Fisherman's Wharf, 1884. First state-owned Fisherman's Wharf. Union Street, 1884. Sport. I can work with Fisherman's Wharf. I've been there. I know what it looks like. Tired and cranky, but that's just because I'm waiting for the food to kick in. Yeah. Gotta get that burst of energy from the food. Fisherman's Wharf. History. History. Alright. Want to sleep. I don't know how well that's gonna go tonight. Ooh. That stinks. Hope you're able to get some sleep. Hoping the white monster does its job tomorrow morning. Feel like you are referencing something that I am not aware of, which is okay. Oh, the drink. Okay. The white can of Monster Energy. Okay. I'm back with it. You have to remember, I'm an old, so I don't always know these things. This is why I'm not, why I never worked at a newspaper, because not the best at writing headlines. Anyway, that's all we need to know from it. New wharf opens in San Francisco. We might change it later. It's fine. Alright. Hold on. Alright. So Margaret's walking through. She's passing by storefronts. She sees a newspaper stand. Tree, she approaches. She's the front page. New wharf opens in San Francisco. Needs a photograph. inspects it. Okay, how do I say this? Something familiar. The photograph. Yeah, I have links disabled. Yeah, you can drop it in the Discord, or just put a space in place of like doc for whatever. Beneath is a newspaper advertising the food. Oh, nice. Yeah, you're already in the Discord if I remember. Yeah, so if you want to drop in there, I can check it out, 'cause that would be interesting. Something familiar in the photo, draws Margaret in. She inspects it closer. Perfect is general chat. Okay, thank you. Ah. Where is the image on the actual page? Here it is. Free dockage. The Pacific Wharf. I like that. Shade Master Jade. Hi, hello, welcome in. How are you doing? Hope you had a good stream. You were playing writing and reading. Nice. Are you a writer as well? Pacific Wharf opens in San Francisco. Yeah, this is really cool. Yeah, luckily with screenwriting, we just need to put in like the main thing someone needs to see. But like, if this became a real movie, this is something that we would share with like production design, so they would be able to create the full version and add some more text based on something from the time. Yeah, that would be awesome. Thank you for sharing that.
I like this one.
Yep, fellow screenwriter, though I've done other forms of writing. Nice. Uh, what are you currently writing? If you want to share, you're more than welcome to. If not, that is also cool. And thank you for the follow as well. Right now working on a short film, wrote the first draft, but ironing out the kinks and preparing to write the second draft. Nice. Yeah, I've written a couple of short films. They are definitely a different animal because you have to be so, well, depends on the length of it, obviously. I can't believe I just actually said that. Yeah, but you just have to. I've always found like I have to feel like I have to be a lot more efficient and just like get to all the points I'm getting to so much faster when I'm writing a short screenplay. Hey, look, I spent like 3 researching crib dams in southern Colorado. Figure everyone else. 3 hours. Okay. Oh, you spent 3 hours researching crib dams in southern Colorado. Figure everything. Yeah. Yeah, I tend not to go quite that deep on a lot of research um, because I usually just try to find something that fits what I'm picturing in my head, and then I can usually get that to fit into the story that I'm writing. But yeah, every once in a while I'll come across something that I'm super interested in, and I will go down those rabbit holes. Yeah, Naughty Dog's real MVP. Yep, Major caught me. Yeah, Major's on top of it. Oh, then murder spots. Figure in the photograph, woman, or specs it closer. I'm gonna cut that out of there and put it below. Uh, so we want Yeah, we'll go with the beach one. Why not? Major on top of it. Thank you. We just had someone ask that not too long ago, but yeah, this is Writer Duet. Writer Duet that I'm using. From the water of the lake, Helene looks back to Margaret, standing on the shore, smiles. Yes. Chicago. Back to scene. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Major. Yeah, if you want to know the logline and genre of the story we were writing, yeah, definitely. Yeah, this is all probably like, what the hell is going on? Yeah, we got some wild stuff going on. It's fine. We're we got magic. We have spells. We're breaking spells. Serafina. Uh, uh, Such an evolution from the original prompt, though. Yeah, we're always adding, updating. Yeah, the original prompt, man, was. I was thinking about that the other day, like how we got here from the original prompt we had, and just like chat throwing out ideas and shifting and changing stuff. Yeah, this is wild. How we got here from that original one. Okay, so then we're almost done with this scene. Slightly problematic? Wait, what? Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, like as we talked about it on the stream, and it's all posted on YouTube. Um, there is a very problematic version of that, but there was another version that wasn't, and luckily that's definitely the path we more explored. But yeah, the original prompt, I definitely was not into it at first, but once we got different ideas coming in and kind of shifting the idea around a bit, I think it definitely worked quite a bit better. So yeah, we don't need that. All right, so Murder grabs a copy of the newspaper. What was the original prompt? So we went through Reddit with writing prompts. Sorry for the flashbang. We don't have dark mode in. Let's see. That's not it. No. Oh, this is the original writing prompt, and our command in chat shows you what it became. The original writing prompt is: a woman has been dating guy after guy, but it never seems to work out. She's unaware that she has actually been dating the same guy over and over, a shapeshifter who's fallen for her, and is certain he's going to get it right this time. Yeah, and so we just started throwing ideas around, and we came to there could be a romantic version of this with an immortal shapeshifter, and so to simplify that, we made them witches and trying to find each other in different points in history. And so that's where we kind of shifted them to being witches who were immortal, because that would just simplify things a lot and allow them to use magic to shapeshift instead of that being their only thing. Not gonna lie, I really don't like writing prompts that are specific like that. Yeah, but ultimately it just got us thinking along similar lines, and then we just kind of were like, okay, that got us to point B, and then we kind of built on that, and like I said, from this original prompt to where we are now is vastly different. And so, yeah, I just try not to get bogged down in the specific details of the writing prompt, but rather what ideas can we develop based on the prompt. Margaret grabs a copy of the newspaper, leaves behind payment, then rushes down the street. don't know if Rushes does all the work that I want it to. Yeah, we're a bit over where we normally are at this time, so yeah, I feel like this is probably good enough place to stop. Races, yeah. Rushes down the street, races down the street. Yeah, yeah. I was just wondering if I need to add anything more, like rushes down the street in a huff or something like that. I was gonna say it's getting, yeah, it is. Yeah, I think this is about where we will call it for today. Let's clean up our outline. Just those two we cleared. So yeah, next time we're gonna pick up. She gets home, packs, and starts to San Francisco to try and reconnect, or find Helene. So let's see how we did today. This one's gonna be bad. 240. Actually, we're not that far behind last time, so we did all right. We made progress. That's the important part. Nighty night, sleep well. Not going to sleep right away, Sage, but I appreciate it. I hope you're able to get some sleep as well. Grace Street. Yeah, appreciate you stopping by and hanging out, Naughty Dog. Let us. Lettuce. No. Sorry, bad joke. So, Author Christie is streaming again, or we can go right over to another streamer I follow who is playing Baldur's Gate. So, do we want to go watch some gaming or go check out some more writing streams? Major says let's go Author Christie. Okay. Major is always right, so we will listen to Major. Alright, yeah, we are going to go raid over and say hello. We got raid message for subscribers and raid message for followers. If you want to drop that in her chat when we head over there, that would be awesome. We can all say hi and check out what they are working on. Tomorrow I will be in Yunsu's community beta read night over on his stream. I'm also writing a horror screenplay, and we've been reading it on there, so we will be getting close to the climax of that one on his stream, reading it. Yeah, so come check that out tomorrow if you're able to. I'll also post up in my Discord when that's going to happen. All the stuff, all the things. Yeah, I appreciate everyone for stopping by, hanging out, lurking, chatting, helping with all the puzzles and stuff. I will be back on Sunday for the next stream, and we will pick up, try to do some more writing then. Till then.
Thanks for checking out my channel. Do whatever you want. Live your life. Hope you're happy in your body. Much love to you. And see you around.